Do it. Make your dreams come true. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just do it.
All right. Closing few questions here that didn't really seem to fit in, but they struck me as good questions. From JJM Director on Twitter, some claim the bailouts worked. We have the banks recovering now.
You mean banks have never recovered before?
All right, thank you very much. Lots of questions on Keynesianism. Michael Labite of Ricochet. What explains the allure of Keynesian economics? Excuse me. We've already said that this effort to stimulate the economy, Obama's first 2 years, that was essentially Keynesianism. So just to tie that in to what we've discussed earlier. What explains the allure of Keynesian economics despite its lackluster empirical record? Or here we have a fellow called Jack Rea of our Facebook page. Does the Keynesian school have any credibility left? Close quote.
Well, there are ideas of Keynes that still exist. Milton Friedman said as much. As he said, in a sense, we're all Keynesians now, and in another sense, nobody's a Keynesian, meaning that no one buys the whole Keynesian package anymore. But there are particular insights and ways of analyzing that came out of Keynes that people of different schools of thought will use when they feel like it.
So Keynes provided us with tools.
Yes.
Rather than a prescription.
He provided us with both. It's just that the prescriptions haven't turned out as well as the tools.
All right. I began the program by asking, why does the United States have the highest GDP per capita of any major country? And what I'd like to ask, final question, basic economics. You've said that some of the debates taking place today are frustrating to you because they took place in the 20s and the 30s, and you just feel as though the country isn't making progress. Is there within basic economics, has the discipline made enough progress? And will the political realm respond to progress in the discipline enough that, and here I come finally to the final question, you feel confident that 25 years from now and 30 years from now, the United States will still have the highest per capita GDP of any major country?
I think the answer to those questions would be yes, no, and no. With an addition that, fortunately, I'm at the age where I don't worry about what's going to happen in 25 years.
Well, okay, but you have children.
That gives me the.
Are you optimistic about
No.
it? You're not.
The problem is not that the profession hasn't reached a level of understanding. I think if the average citizen understood economics as well as it was understood by economists 200 years ago, most of the nonsense that's done in Washington would be impossible politically. Economists have very little influence in that sense. The people in Washington decide what they want to do, and they find an economist who will go along with it.
But Tom, the Tea Party just arose out of nowhere. We just had a tidal wave in which the Republicans won 61 new seats in the House of Representatives.
Yes.
They have a majority of 49 seats, which is the biggest majority the GOP has had in decades. Nobody supposes it was because they were Republicans.
Right.
It's because of anger at the nonsense. Doesn't that give you some glimmer of hope?
Yes. Because if Obama had retained the power that he had before the election, I think I would have been more than pessimistic. I would have just been despairing.
All right. Dr. Thomas Sowell, the non-despairing Dr. Thomas Sowell, author of the 4th edition of Basic Economics, which I have already bought for my college-age student at home. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm Peter Robinson for Uncommon Knowledge and the Hoover Institution. Thanks for joining us.